Membero dzangu dzazove pedo muchandishambadza kunge zigo tichakudanai kumabiko.
We are back again with Maponga Jena, the man himself, Bishop Joshua Maponga Marara. And this time we are looking at this issue of foreign observers in African elections. And this is a message in time, particularly looking at the context that in Zimbabwe, we are in the election process. Vote counting is on the way, announcements, all of those things. And the SADC observer team, which was led by the former vice president in Zambia, Dr. Nevas Mumba, has released a damning report which has actually damned the credibility, the freeness and the fairness of the elections in Zimbabwe. Already, the elections have been questioned, and ZANU-PF is angry, issuing some threats at Dr. Nevas Mumba. And this message that I'm going to play to you, contextually, Mr. Maponga is talking about foreign observer mission, particularly those who come from the West, the Europeans, the Americans, UK, EU observer mission. Those are the ones that he's talking about. But, well, in light that even the SADC has actually cast their doubts on the elections in Zimbabwe, this message will actually receive mixed reactions on it. I just want us to hear what Bishop Maponga has to say about foreign observer missions in elections in Africa, particularly SADC in Zimbabwe.
So the whole idea of foreign observers, it is rather what I want to term supervised democracy. Supervised democracy, where people who think that they know what democracy is all about, they come to African countries and they want to implement their kind of democracy. If they were really serious about democracy, they should have been able to come here way before and helped us to fight colonialism. Now, these are the same countries that were in support of colonialism. They supported their own white brothers oppressing the African continent. Now they want to come here and tell us and teach us what is democracy and how to manage democracy. How hypocritical can that be? That you are the abuser and you want to come back and tell me how to heal my wounds after you have abused me. I mean, like what Chingwende has done. He has just sworn at me and insulted me. And then Chingwende, what is his name? He wants to come back now and maybe inform me and teach me how to swallow insults, how to heal after an insult, how to repair myself after an insult like that. It can't work like that. So what you find in the African continent is that in the midst of trying to be standard, to be acceptable in the Western world, we open up our doors to these observers. But some of these observers, we have it on good record, particularly on the Zimbabwean side. We have CIA right now in Zimbabwe masquerading themselves as observers. We have FBIs in Zimbabwe masquerading themselves like observers. We have the British MI15, MI16 masquerading themselves as observers. We have embassies that are in these countries that have smuggled in the people who are coming on a fact-finding mission. It has nothing to do with fact-finding. They are here, one, to disqualify the elections. They are here to propagate their own interests and protect those interests. They are here to collect as much data as they can from wherever they are collecting it so that they can continue on the narrative, or continue on their narrative that they've been propagating for the longest of time. We're not young people now, we're not small, we're getting slightly older. Yes, we have our problems. Yes, we have our solutions. But in my own world, if you put me on sanctions, I will not allow you to come and supervise my elections. You put me on sanctions, you don't come in my country. In fact, I think I'm going to do a particular program, looking at the issue that African countries must close, if not abandon, if not chase away and shut down Western and European embassies that are in Africa. That doesn't pay us to have an enemy sit in your house and he like France, for example, like Britain, colonized me for 50, 100 years. After that, you have your embassy in my country to see what I am doing. No, man, no. I don't know. Maybe I'm still young to understand this, but I don't find that to be quite sane in my world. If you kill a snake, you throw it out of the house and you go and burn it over there. If you fight with me after I'm done with you, I get rid of you. So the whole issue of working around USA.
So this Bishop Joshua Maponga for you, saying that the same people who actually colonized us, these people, they cannot be given the rights to come and observe how we do our democracy, how we handle our issues. They should not be prefects over us. The same people who colonized us should not have the moral standing to be telling us how we hold elections. And I say that this was in context of the Europeans, this was in context of the Americans, the West particularly. But now that is actually SADC, which has cast a damning reports, preliminary reports on these elections. What do we have to say now? Because we can't surely accuse the SADC of colonizing us. We can't accuse the SADC of being an African. If the SADC has called us as Zimbabwe that we failed to handle these elections, what more excuse do we have? What more excuse do we have? We can't accuse the SADC of being FBI. We can't accuse the SADC of being CIA. What else do we have to say? What excuse do we have? Because now it's as if they need over to have my elections. We are Africans. SADC is refused to have my election. What do we have to say now? What is the justification? We cannot be pointing fingers at everyone who cast aspersions on our elections, everyone. We cannot be saying the SADC observer team is wrong, the AU observer team is wrong, the EU observer team is wrong. Everyone is wrong. We can't be doing that. Of course, as Bishop Maponga says, that we really need to be careful about these European observers, these Western observers. But should we really be careful also about the SADC observers, about the AU observers? It will create a picture that everyone is wrong. It's only us who are correct. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think about this in the comment section. And with that, I am out.